Am I cramping your style? Am I?
No, you're good. Am I cramping you?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
I got to get a longer cord on that thing, I think. Clear the pipes. That's what I say.
Oh, geez, already?
Are you ready?
We don't have to start right now. I mean, I can turn it off.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Continue.
Just still kind of easing into it.
And as everyone can see, it's wet as fuck outside.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed like it was snowing a little bit ago.
Jeez.
Almost March. It would be March if it wasn't a leap year, right?
Yes.
It's 41 degrees currently, so.
Although, for you people watching, it's Tuesday, so we're doing some serious time traveling from now on. Welcome to Tuesdays, everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinaire.
Coming to you from the I Am Renton space here in beautiful, historic downtown Renton,
in the heart of
Washington.
downtown Renton.
Right in the heart of it, man. Tonight is episode 61.
Wow.
If you're keeping track.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And tonight's safe word, boys, is Bumba Clarts.
What?
I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. I believe it's Jamaican for bottom cloth, or like,
underwear.
Kind of more like a
loincloth,
like a pad, right? Like a vag pad or something.
Oh,
right?
feminine hygiene product.
This comes from Liam Gallagher, who has been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He tweeted, "Fuck the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's full of Bumba Clarts." And I had to look up what Bumba Clarts is. So he said, as much as I love Mariah Carey and all that, I want to say, do me a favor and fuck off. Gallagher, 51, continued, it's like putting me in the Rap Hall of Fame. I don't want to be part of anything that mentally disturbed. Besides, I've done more for rock and roll than half of them clowns on that board. So it's all a load of bullocks.
Who is that?
Oasis.
Lead singer for Oasis.
And I'm not a big
I couldn't name a Oasis song.
they had that Wonderwall song, which you would know if it came on the radio. But
Wonderwall.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I would like to actually see him saying that, so it doesn't seem out of context.
Yeah.
But has he done more for rock and roll?
I don't know.
Has he?
Than half of the other artists.
He's talking about the people who are being inducted this year is what he's referring to. Not just everybody in general, but
I don't know.
Yeah, because we discussed this a few episodes back.
The Hall of Fame nominee. Yeah, I mean, with Mariah Carey and stuff in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I think she's more R&B and stuff, but that's an offshoot of rock and roll, so I'm not mad at it. But there's a lot of pioneering bands that haven't made it into the Hall of Fame, which is just stupid,
no, it's a
right?
thing. Yeah, is the Clash in?
Clash is in.
All right.
But bands like Deep Purple, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest just got
did, yeah.
And they started out in the late 60s, so it's kind of weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't care.
I'm gonna see if I can find it and play it for Mikey.
What are you gonna play?
I don't need that.
Wonderwall.
Oh my God, we're gonna have a moment of silence for the rest of the people out there. Boys, there's a lot of headlines this week. Holy moly!
Rest in peace, Richard.
Couldn't keep them all. Rest in peace, Richard Lewis.
Yeah.
Who I haven't really thought about in years because I haven't seen him in anything.
I think the most recent thing I saw him in was Curb Your Enthusiasm. But legit, the last time I saw him, I was working like crowd control at the Snoqualmie Casino, and I was sitting at the back door, making sure people don't come into the back area. He walked in and said, "Hi." Pat, pat, pat. He patted my belly.
No, that was.
I'm like, okay. Thank you.
Should have had him sign it afterwards.
He was really, really drunk too.
He was like in like a lot of '90s sitcoms too, right?
He was King Richard in Men in Tights.
Oh, sure.
No, sure.
Wasn't he in a show with Jamie Lee Curtis or something? Or
Helen Hunt.
Oh,
was it?
yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
I feel like
that's it, yeah.
I feel like he was a late 80s,
Sure.
90s staple.
What's that?
Does this sound familiar, Mike?
I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you
Liam Gallagher.
That's enough.
They were the Britpop king.
They
back in
when they came out, they actually said they were bigger than the Beatles.
No, man.
Yeah, well, largely because they came out of the same hometown.
All right, but I mean, I think time has proven that not to be true.
Yes, indeed.
I think most people still know who the Beatles are, and they say Liam who?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I did see that guy live because he opened for The Who the last time they were in town about 2-3 years ago. So
He's solo or with that band?
yeah, he's solo now. So famously, he and his brother like divorced on stage, and they were like,
Oh yeah, they had a huge
fisticuffs,
falling out on stage.
all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff. So that's kind of ended the band.
The lead singer Liam is kind of a giant narcissistic asshole, and his brother's like, "Yeah, I'm done."
Got it. Boys, Alabama IVF, an egg is now a person.
Yeah, fertilized egg, right? But,
Well, I guess so.
yeah, but that's the destruction of meaning, right?
Yes.
And there's no scientific nothing. It's weird.
It's
I don't
really
know.
weird.
And the ruling itself was way too religiously. I mean, like out and out religiously motivated.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I just think that's really dangerous territory. I mean, not even speaking about this one particular subject of reproductive freedoms and rights, etc. But just basing laws on religion is not American.
No.
It's
Yeah.
not okay.
So now, does that
We need
mean
to
that you can claim
nip it
that
in the bud now?
you can claim that clump of cells is on your taxes as a dependent?
Yeah, in Alabama, I suppose you would be able to.
Where does that go, right?
And
Yeah.
you can now also be in the HOV lane because it's another person.
Yeah, and you could write off all your, dependent if you have those stored in a fertility clinic, because that's what you normally do, right? You freeze your embryos for future use.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Which
I
is
guess
fascinating. I mean,
I
not
know.
to jump in, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a fascinating technology.
It really is,
That
and I've
can
got-
happen at all.
several people I know that have used that technology to get pregnant.
With
It's
your
a
sperm?
common thing. Well, we won't talk about that. No, it's not mine. I don't want to be. I don't want to be reading my 23andMe and like,
I don't know. I mean, geez. Yeah, we got to reel in religious rulings.
Yeah.
And just, more and more, and that part of Roe v. Wade was, the justices did some time looking at, evidence and when a fetus would be viable outside the body,
Yeah.
right? And stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like, obviously, this is like 12 cells. It's not a viable living thing.
I know,
right?
I know. Even the Bible, I think, says, and I've seen this a lot lately, is that life begins at the first breath. That's
Yeah.
the Bible.
That's in the Bible,
Yeah,
right?
yep. yeah. So it's just crazy to me that 2024 is when we decided to start going backwards.
Well, and that when the Supreme Court did what they did, that was the shitty act. Is they didn't say, well, this is now what a baby is.
Right.
This is now what they didn't leave any definitions. They just knocked that down and said, oh, let the states do it. Kinda.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
a
mean? It
states
was just
issue.
yeah.
Oh man.
It was just this is the worst Supreme Court we've had since the slavery days.
No, big time.
It really is. It's awful.
Big
They were
time.
awful. They were half-assed. They are obviously partisan and kind of fucking ding-dong.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're stuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, speaking of ding dongs, guys, have you seen the rise of the tradwives on social media?
No.
Have you heard this term yet?
Nope.
Tradwife is like a traditional wife.
Oh,
God.
That's good.
Follows traditional roles, often attracting criticism and triggering debates. Generally, a tradwife is someone who lives a family life with more traditional gender roles. Stay-at-home moms who spend the days cooking, cleaning, and waiting to greet their partners like a 19th 1950s pinup housewife.
So does this mean we can tell them to shut up and go back in the kitchen?
Yeah, I think it follows that whole thing where the husband is the final say, right? The final word.
I think that's
right?
that's relatively big in
I mean,
evangelical circles.
legit people, I don't actually feel that way, but I'm just saying if they're gonna role play that, they have to replay the whole thing, not what they see on TV.
Yes.
And I don't know, but what somebody wants to do in their home is their fucking business.
I totally agree with that.
But how are they doing that on one income's my question, right? That's economics made it so everybody in the house had to work.
It's like that
you got
dude.
babies having to go to work because that's what the market would bear. Right. So
Yeah. You got that guy that does the Sister Wives, and he's got like 5 or 6 wives, and I don't think any of them work, or maybe they do, but I think in the traditional sense they shouldn't.
I'm sure they all have an OnlyFans page where they show off their ankles.
And I mean, that's work outside the home, because any stay-at-home parent at all is working.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I mean, it's not something to take light if you can afford it. More power to you, right?
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, sign me up. So this is really a wet dream fantasy for the alt-right. I'm guessing they're largely evangelical Christians or Mormons, right? Conservative women herald this lifestyle as idyllic, you know, but it's like, oh, honey, you're home, and they fix their hair and their makeup just perfect, even though they're staying home because they got to present to their husband when they get home. But, I mean, again, like you said, Mike, I'm not going to totally judge it, but I don't think it's an ideal, in a realistic
I guess it
lifestyle for most American families. If they feel
pressured into these, kind of behaviors, that's not cool, right? But if they, I don't know, different strokes for different folks, right? I mean, I'm not going to tell them what they can do in their home.
Are they going to give up their credit cards with their names on them?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and exactly. And so let's just pretend that this is some type of religious-based behavior, right? That's fine until they want to legislate it so that all behaviors must be this way. Right? If they're like, well, no women can be outside the home. Right? Then that's bad.
Yeah, because then you're getting into like Handmaid's Tale territory.
Yes, and you're legislating your religion for the rest of us. Right? And that is not okay.
Yeah, but honey, I know you're not watching, but if we want to get a traditional wife to join us as a throuple, I would love to have somebody clean the house and cook and
Why don't you just get
ready for me.
Taco Tuesday takes on a whole new meaning.
Doesn't have to be a female either, honey. I mean, if he's cute enough. Hey, we had our second ambulance, guys.
Jeez, right?
Hey, and people are not getting out of the way.
Nice. Please get out of the way. They got to save somebody.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, speaking of, I don't know what, did you hear about the Tesla and the bakery controversy?
No.
So there's a black-owned bakery down in San Jose. Can't pronounce the young lady's name that owns it, but it's like a Voahogny Restaurantera.
Voahani?
Something like that. She got a last-minute order for 2,000 pies.
Wow.
And this is like 2,000 mini pies.
Sure.
But this is a small bakery, but she's done big orders because she's down in that area before for like Facebook and stuff. So she's not afraid to take it on. But Mike, I mean, I know you had the restaurant, but that's a huge amount of orders. So of course she's got to ahead of time order enough flour and sugar and filling and start prepping that stuff. So they got the order 2,000 pies, and she sent the invoice into Tesla and said, here's the money I need to get started on this. And meanwhile, she's expected to have these pies delivered by a certain date. So she's starting to order these stuff. She's starting to make scheduling arrangements to have extra help come in and prep these pies, the whole shebang. And she's not getting any answer from Tesla. So she finally gets a hold of somebody. I don't know if it was by email or phone. They said, tell you what, double the order for us. And she's like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, go ahead and make 4,000 pies. So now she's ordering more shit, right?
Oh, man.
So sends the new invoice, still not getting a response, still not getting that 50% down or whatever, and contacts them. And then they say, you know what? Let's just go ahead and cancel the order. And now she's stuck with extra flour, the whole thing.
Wow.
And she's like, what? what the hell? I mean, this is a small business, right? And
Does she have any legal recourse?
well, so I don't know what's happened, but they, what's his name? Elon Musk has come out on Twitter or whatever and said, we're going to make this right, but we haven't heard anything,
he
whether
likes to
he's
say
done
he's done
anything.
something.
Yeah, but just a sucky situation. I would say any small business, get the money up front because...
You sort of try to, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Or don't
supply
take the
costs
order.
have to
Yeah,
be
if
at
you
least
don't-
1/3 of your final product,
Yeah.
right? Minimum, plus
You don't
labor.
get the money
plus-
up front. You can just say, "Yeah, I'm not going to do it."
Yeah, I'm not going to order anything until I get a down payment from you.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. You got to cover my costs.
Yeah, I think, that's every business that's not unreasonable. I
Yeah.
don't think, right?
Yeah.
Geez, that's a drag.
Yeah.
But, is it going to has she said this is going to end her business or anything like that?
No, but she's talked about how much of a financial strain it's been
Yeah.
because she had to pay for the extra help to come in, the labor costs, the product that she's had to bring in.
Yeah, what a drag.
Now she's storing a ton of stuff and all that.
I mean, if he says he's going to make it right, does that mean he's going to buy all those pies and then?
I don't know, Todd, because all he said is he's going to make it right, and then there's been no other news about whether or not he's done anything. And I should look up and see if you guys at home want to follow this story. Check it out and see if he's actually followed up with his promise.
I would think just paying for supplies plus.
Yeah,
that would
just give her the cost.
That'd be
for
fine,
it.
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
the guy's got zillions, right?
Yeah, geez, that's a drag.
Yeah,
And because even in construction or whatever, you're going to build a deck for somebody, you go and part of the bid, you tell them what materials are, what you estimate labor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and then you say, give me some money.
Yeah, I got to
So
go
I
to
get
the Home
started.
Depot.
Yeah.
So I can start. Yeah. I think the whole thing was going to be like $6,000 for her. So,
That's pie.
which is a huge
Pie.
pie.
So,
I was told it could be punching pie.
Pie.
Pie is
Well,
important.
speaking of food, did you guys hear that Wendy's is going to try to roll out surge pricing?
Yeah, they quickly backrolled that.
Oh, they did.
They did.
No, I
Yeah,
haven't heard that.
They caught a lot of flack, and people
Yeah.
like, nope. There we
well,
go.
does that mean that we can begin to have workers and employees get surge raises?
Pay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Beyond like
Yeah.
a per diem. Like if you work night shifts, sometimes you get a per diem
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Well, if you're working the busy shifts, does
Yeah.
that mean you get
Why
a
don't-
buck
why
more
don't
an
you make
hour
more
or
money,
something? Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They said that no, that's not what we meant when we said that. They were basically saying looking into. I don't even remember what it was specifically. They said they were trying to do, but they basically said it was taken out of context, and that's not what we meant by what we said.
Oh, it sure seemed like that's what they meant.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about like if the weather was bad, they could surge the
oh my
prices.
God, that's right. Well, yeah, geez, I guess
Yeah.
just have. I mean, legally they have that option, don't they?
They can do whatever they
See,
want.
If somebody walks in and the
Yeah.
menu doesn't say one price and then the person tells them another, right?
Yeah.
I think it would just have to reflect the.
But somebody
menu
buys their
price.
sandwich at $5.59 and then at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
it drops down in price or whatever. And you're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Well, I mean,
my God.
things like Uber and like Lyft do that for picking people up.
Yeah, indeed.
When it's busy and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't see that as being a viable thing for like a fast food place. You know, we're going to normally only charge you $5 for this burger. Now we're going to charge you $7. No, fuck that. I'm not going there again if that happens.
Yeah. I think with fast food, most people that use fast food regularly come to know what to expect, right? Because this is why all McDonald's taste the same. It's why all the McDonald's have the same meal number, right? Or the same meal, like 2 cheeseburgers and a fry and a drink.
Anywhere you go, it's that
Anywhere
way.
you go, it's just because they want the
not that
consistency.
Sure,
But
right, sure.
it's universally like the same, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know about, plus if you go down the street, there might be another Wendy's that, is cheaper at that particular time of day because it doesn't get as much traffic. I don't know.
I've done it where like I went through a drive-through at a place I was going to get some food and they said, "Oh, we're not taking any debit cards or credit cards right now." Blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go down to wherever the place was, like a block away. Like, I'm sure their machines are working, so
Right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Well, what's the other option? Just cash only?
Cash,
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
They were like cash.
Yeah.
We can't. We're not doing that right now. It's like- they didn't say we couldn't because our machines were down or anything. They just said we're not going to. So I'm like, that's shady.
Yeah.
Well, that's the third largest expense for business right now is the merchant services. They just squeeze it, right? Yeah.
Oh, that was also like 8 years ago that happened too. So it was, I think it was someplace up in Kirkland, and they were one of the 3 places that were open late. So I went there because they had the food that I liked, and you know what, I'm just going to go to such and such down the street.
Yeah, but just like profiteering, we don't really hear much about like the merchant guys, the credit card processing guys, just absolutely ripping business off, right? We hear that it's labor all the time, right? Labor's always the bad guy, and then supply chain stuff, and somehow they'll blame labor for that too. But it really is the corporate greed is the unspoken expense, right?
Yeah, because it's like I've heard people say, like, if they start paying the workers more money, that means that they're gonna have to raise the prices on the product.
You hear it since day one, dude. You hear it
and it's
all the time.
I mean, I said if they do that, that's just corporate greed. That has nothing to do with the workers needing a livable wage.
But the corporate mandate is that they have to maximize profits, right? That's their number one rule. They don't care about the planet's health, their customers' health, the workers' health. They don't give a fuck about any of that. They're mandated to squeeze everything to maximize profits. And therein lies the problem. So, and to me, that's an easy fix. You just say, well, that can't be your mandate, right? Your mandate has to be something a little better than that, or you can't do business, right?
Yeah. Well, the good news for Wendy's is that they have Cinnabon in the morning.
Oh.
So you can get your Cinnabon on if you want to.
Wow,
Cinnabon.
That changes my mind.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. The last time I had Cinnabon, I felt the diabetes coming on.
They were incredible. I had one once at an airport because I got bumped or something.
Have you guys ever seen the Louis C.K. bit about Cinnabon?
No.
Oh my God, it's kind of problematic now, but I still think it's hilarious. Basically, calling it jizz and like, if you enjoy it, then you're gay or something stupid like that. And it was really, at the time I heard it was, okay, yeah, I can see that a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. And he also talked about eating Cinnabon at the airport, like, it's not like, in the airport. What was he was saying about in the airport? But yeah, it was, just search for it on YouTube. I'm sure it's on there. Louis C.K. and Cinnabon.
Right, Cinnabon. And maybe you'll see Saul working, managing Nebraska.
Oh,
that's the last time I even thought about Cinnabon, was watching Better Call Saul.
Oh, really?
Night manager.
Some shit. Making that. Well, speaking of ding-dongs, in a recent talk with CPAC via OK Magazine, Laura Trump, everybody's favorite daughter-in-law, said, every night Eric and I have a tradition. We stop whatever we have going on and we do bedtime with our kids. And while they say their prayers and the Pledge of Allegiance, of course, I often think to myself, what kind of country will they live in 10, 20, or 30 years? What kind of country are we creating for our children and grandchildren?
I mean,
she's trying to claim that every night would they say their prayers and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
That just seems like one of the most performative statements anybody could have. Because, I mean, that's, so obvious. And, geez, that's great. If that's true, wonderful.
Yeah.
Because they can raise their kids however they want to raise their kids. Hallelujah, right? But I just don't believe a word any of those guys are saying, right?
Creating a bunch of Batemans is what they're doing.
I think we should go back to the original Pledge of Allegiance before the 50s.
The non-under God.
Yeah.
No, sure.
Yeah, I just think
I'm not pledging allegiance to a flag at all, right? Because the flag is in the Constitution, right? It's a symbol that can mean all sorts of different things. I need a little more literal senses going on, right?
Not only that, but like anymore, when you see an American flag, you immediately think of some tool shed with a flag hanging off the back of their lifted 4x4.
Well, no,
blasting
it means
Jason
else.
Aldean and some bullshit like that.
That's not what it means to me. But it's still not something that, symbols are that way because they mean different things to everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess that you can, hit me with, so does the Constitution. Right? And to some degree, of course, you're correct. But at least there we can have a talk about it. You can't really have a talk about what this symbol means.
What the flag means.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong.
Because you ask 100 people and you're going to get 99 different answers.
I also remember a few years back, it was before Trump became president, that people were all bent out of shape about there was a video going around of somebody burning the American flag and people were really upset over it. It was like, how is that not okay? But then you see somebody wearing a pantsuit that is the pattern of the American flag and like an American flag cowboy hat.
Or American flag bikini.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and you're okay with that. That is also disrespectful to the flag if you want to go that route.
It is. I mean, if you look up flag etiquette, it is. Like,
Yeah.
Although those
very
weren't
real sense.
intentionally meant to be flags,
Yeah.
just the colors of the flag. But I mean, I get it. I don't
It
know.
still counts, though.
but time and time again, every court in the land has determined that burning a flag is legitimate, exercise of grievance, right? So it's like, it's beyond, there's nothing to say about it, right? Just let somebody burn a fucking flag that was probably made in China.
Right.
So shut
Exactly.
the front fucking door.
It's probably toxic.
You know what I mean? It's like, if somebody needs to express themselves that way, that's not right. That's legit.
And to Mike's point about it not being made here in America, I saw a video a couple weeks back of a guy going into a Trump store, like in Oklahoma or some southern country.
Do they have Trump stores?
They have stores that sell all the
Sure.
fanboy stuff, all the posters and the flags and the
wind
shirts and the
socks.
hats and the wind socks. And he goes through the store and he's like, "Is this one made in America? Nope, China. How about this one? Yep, that one's also China."
Just like the golden shoes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. It's just, I mean, and that's an easy win for somebody, a Trump or anybody, right? Especially somebody who's as anti-China, like locally, right? That's an easy one. Just go, well, I'm going to open this factory in such and such place.
Yeah.
Right? And then we're going to build our stuff somewhere in the United States. It's
And
an easy one.
He'll
A
never
swing
do.
state?
He'll never
You know
do
what
that
I mean?
because
It's
it
like-
costs him too much money.
Yeah.
Money he doesn't have.
'Cause it's just maximizing profits again. Therein lies the problem.
Right.
And just because he's just shady.
Yeah, God forbid you actually put Americans to work, right?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, speaking of Trump, this week they're getting ready to start the Alvin Bragg, Stormy Daniels case against him in New York because it's a criminal case where he falsified business records to write off the hush money payment
Is
to
this
Stormy
the
Daniels.
election interference one, or is this?
No, this is a whole different one. This is a New York
criminal
one,
fraud. Okay.
Manhattan, I think,
All right.
DA. But so Trump actually moved this week, his attorneys did, to dismiss Stormy and Michael Cohen from actually testifying at the trial.
Huh.
So the guy that he got to make the payment and the person that he made the payment to, he claims don't have any relevance in the case.
Oh
Wow.
Well, that's a lawyer's
Funny.
job, right?
Yeah,
Just to pull every
and
single
of course,
trick
getting
possible.
Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen on the stand is going to be fascinating to hear what she
Cohen's been,
says.
I mean, on talking head programs a lot, just saying it out loud.
Oh, I actually saw that she is on the most recent version of the Surreal Life from VH1. It's on, I think it's on Paramount Plus. It's only one season, but it has Dennis Rodman, her, and like 6 other people that I've never heard of before.
Oh my gosh.
And
I don't know. But, so Trump claims his dalliance with the porn star was a deep state fake conspiracy. But on the stand, we think that she'll, of course, testify that there was absolutely nothing deep about the encounter.
Nicely done. Yeah, and he can't be compelled to testify, right?
No.
So,
But she, I think, is going to testify. So.
yeah, there you go.
never know.
Under
So
oath.
it'll be great. Under oath.
Under oath, because it's a criminal, yeah.
Yeah. Ms. Daniels, does Trump have any distinguishing features?
Oh, my God.
Mushroom
yeah,
penis.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. That's what she said earlier. So
And I don't know. What a trashy human
I
being.
know.
Donald Trump is
Just so
trash.
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 Ugh.
Who's falling for that, dog? Just trash.
This guy wants to be
Yeah.
president again.
his penis looks like one of those mushroom creatures from Mario Brothers.
Yep. Oh, well, that's the rumor anyway. I haven't actually seen it, but
I don't want to see it.
He just, we need to bring dignity back to that office, people. Come on now.
it would be great. Also, Trump was, I think he was doing a speech at CPAC, and he was calling out his wife, like thanking her, but he called her Mercedes twice in front of a crowd at CPAC. So instead of Melania, he called her Mercedes. So it could just be that he's getting old, or he was tired, or whatever.
Or
all
he
the
was
stuff
thinking
that
about
they're
his
doing.
current-
Or he was thinking about his current. Now coming to the main stage, it's Mercedes.
Does he have a Oh man,
I don't know, but
I don't know. Jesus,
Jeez.
that would be.
Wouldn't that be something?
But also, if Joe Biden did that, they'd be like, he has lost his mind.
Exactly.
He can't remember his own wife's name.
Yeah, they're freaking out because Biden had his physical and he didn't take that stupid cognitive test because his doctor said he doesn't need it. He said they chatted, they discussed it, they talked about it.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like they needed it. He probably should have just done it.
They had
I
a really
would think, right? And because we all, deserve somebody who's cognitively effective, right?
Sure.
They had a really funny bit on the Daily Show about the doctor okaying his cognitive and whatever else is.
Oh, for Biden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had this whole bit about the doctor saying, and he's showing all these different things. Like, oh, this is fine, and it was like falling apart and whatever else. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
good.
It's fine.
Fine, everything's
No,
fine.
don't worry about it.
And I think the real psychological, tests for dementia, et cetera, they're like 6 hours fucking long, right? It's not the
well, this
12
test is
question
like
one.
the elephant,
A goat,
radio,
pig,
TV, woman.
nurple.
camera.
Yeah. What the fuck? I don't know.
But Trump aced it.
Because I did. Oh my God!
And he brags about it every
But there's
chance he
no
gets.
constitutional rule that says you have to take one to be president. Blah 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 blah. Whether it's in our best interest as the citizenry to have that happen, that's a fair question, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. We deserve to have a dignified and reasonable human being as president.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's necessary.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
boy.
know.
Oh, boy. I don't know.
no
And
more.
I'm not a huge Joe Biden guy, right? But
Right.
oh my God.
Yeah.
But I have defended his cognitive abilities, for a number of years because he does have a speech thing and a stuttering thing. And so I think he gets caught up on his own words, right?
Yeah.
And anybody who says 1 million words a year, you're going to say some stupid shit, right?
That's true.
It happens. Look at us.
us.
We're right under 1 million words, so we haven't said anything dumb. But
999,990.
but the guy with the nuclear football or the lady someday with the nuclear football has got to have their marbles together.
Yeah,
right?
and I just, I sort of wish. I mean, there's a lot of wish. I don't know. I just wish there was somebody that was a responsible human being without a bunch of baggage that has good ideas to progress this country forward.
I'm shocked that they're. I mean, what is the problem?
I don't know.
We have 330 million Americans, and let's say 110 eligible adults.
Right.
110 million. Sorry, eligible adults.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's
Because even 1 in a million still got 100.
right. Yeah, and I hate to punch down. I didn't have this on there because it just showed up, I think, yesterday, the day before. Lauren Boebert, who's our favorite congressperson from Colorado. Did you see that her son has now been charged with like 22 counts against him, and most of them are felonies?
For what?
Apparently, I think he was. What I'm discerning from it is that he was breaking into cars and stealing like identification stuff. So he's being busted for, and I can't remember the term for it, but also he had a couple of 16-year-olds and a 17-year-old with him doing it. So now he's contributing to the delinquency of a minor. So
Here you go.
Oh man, well there
I'm
you
totally
go.
smart and passed all the doctor's tests. Totally better than Sleepy Joe.
nice. Totally better than
Was that real or not real?
No. That was.
I'm totally smart and passed all the doctor's tests. Totally better than Sleepy Joe.
Because he would say some shit like that.
He would totally say
Kelly would say something like that.
Totally.
Yeah, geez.
But that was definitely AI, folks. That wasn't really.
But we
him.
did get an endorsement from Obama, didn't we? Do you have that handy?
You know what? Hold on a second.
Oh.
I should have
Did you
it.
see that, Mike? We got into.
Let me-
Yeah,
let me
Obama
find-
listens to the show.
Oh, geez. Well, he should send us $30 a year.
30
Come on,
bucks.
bro.
It's
You
only
got-
$30.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We did get a new subscriber, so thank you kindly.
Yes, it was at Milo.
Milo, yeah. No,
Okay.
Milo rocks.
I
He's a
haven't
good
met
kid.
Milo, but
Yep.
that's
He's a
awesome.
good kid. He swings a hammer. He's a
Oh, good. Hard working.
carpenter, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a
Where is it?
real American hero.
Milo is there.
Oh,
Milo.
here it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
I suggest that you like, follow, and share our town podcast extraordinaire with your friends and family. Don't forget to give it 5 stars and a review on Spotify and Apple Podcast.
Yeah, totally real. Totally.
And I don't often agree with the ghost
It is
Barack Obama, but I 100% agree with that. That's
Parrot AI is probably my new favorite app on my phone.
Totally real.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know this actor. Todd mentioned it. Rest in peace, Chris Gauthier.
Yeah, he was on. I think that's how you say his name. He was on Once Upon a Time, and he was also on the show Eureka. Basically, he did a lot of movies and TV shows that were filmed up in Vancouver, BC. He was. If you ever saw the Jason versus Freddy movie.
Yeah, it's been years, but
the one who said that's one pissed off goalie, that was him. So yeah, I don't know. He was in a bunch of shows that I enjoyed watching. So
that's too bad. Age or anything?
He was like in his early 50s. He was our age, you know.
Any was the health issue or? I
don't know. I didn't see anything that said why he died. Just that he passed away. And there was a number of people that I follow online that said he, it worked with him and blah blah blah, and
fell out of a hot air balloon. Something cool.
I don't even know. They didn't say why. I mean, just that he died.
Man.
I mean, let's see.
No, you're okay. I just didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't.
Because I hate when it's our age.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
Right. I mean, I think he may have had like some underlying health issues or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Short story, Joe Irwin and I, coming back from O'Day High School, he was a year older, and for some reason his car was broken down. He used to give me a ride home. So we had to take, I think it was the number 13 bus from First Hill back down to Capitol Hill. And we're cruising down Madison. Well, the guy on the bus changed to the 13A, which takes a left and goes, farther up the hill. We wanted to go all the way down and cut over, so we had to get off the bus, and we're walking, and then he saw somebody he knew, and it was this black van. It was really cool. It's kind of like your van, Mike. He's like, oh, we'll get a ride with this guy. So the guy opens the door, and we rush in. Joe jumps in first, and he's climbing the back, and he kind of stops, and there's cars like piling up behind, and like, come on, man, come on, get in. So he's like, and he climbs in, and then I climb in the front seat, and I look back. The guy that's driving the van actually transports the deceased.
Oh my God!
From hospitals to whatever, and there happened to be a passenger in the back,
and client,
and so Joe's back there sitting, and he's just the look on his face, right? And the guy was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. It only bothers you if it's somebody you know or somebody younger than you, right?" So I always thought about that, but we're reaching that age.
Yeah.
We totally are.
It's almost always somebody younger than us.
I started looking at my own mortality when my cousin Laura died, and she's only 3 years older than me, and 1 year older than Marianne, and was her older sister. So,
oh man, how old was she when she passed?
55.
Oh man,
so she had a heart attack.
That's a drag.
And what's really messed up is she was dead for a week before anyone found her.
Oh no, that's
that's odd.
That sucks. You guys close?
Yeah, relatively. I mean, it ruined me for about a month. Thinking about she's the oldest of my generation in our family.
All the cousins and everything.
And all the cousins, yeah. And the only ones older than her would be my older brothers, and they're in their 60s now.
Wow.
So
man, right.
Who was that?
I don't know. Some fan of our show.
All right. So rest in peace, Chris Gauthier.
I think it's how it's pronounced. Yeah, but I'm trying to find out what part he played in Once Upon a Time. Okay. He was Smee.
I didn't watch that show.
Yeah, no, a climber was into it.
It was, I enjoyed it. I stopped watching around season 3, I think, because there was a long time between seasons 2 and 3, and I just kind of lost track of it. And I should go back and rewatch it. I think it's on
Disney, isn't it?
It's going to be on Disney. I mean, Disney Plus, because it was on ABC.
Yeah.
But it was essentially what if all the nursery rhyme characters were in the real world, and they were in this show, and it was like they were in this small town out in the middle of nowhere. And if they left the town, they would basically disappear. And this woman came into town for whatever reason, and she was traveling someplace, and she had to stop and get gas or whatever. And turns out that she's originally from there, and she didn't know it. So yeah, it was a really cool show. It was,
It sounds like an interesting concept.
yeah, it was. I mean, it was like there's also lots of little flashback sequences where you see the real world character playing the fictional version of that character. You know, it's not like the evil witch is the mayor of the town, and the evil queen rather.
Who elected that bitch?
I know.
And then I'm trying to think.
She's a slippery, slidey thing.
Snow White is like a school teacher.
Oh, of course.
And you know,
should have been a librarian.
and then the prince is like the town sheriff and stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, we'll have to check that out. Do you guys want to talk, because we do this at the first of the month, do you guys want to talk about the new movies coming out this month?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Guys, coming out 3/1, which is a few days ago for you watching or listening, but it's tomorrow for us. Dune Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's a thing.
And this is
Yeah.
the Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya.
Zendaya, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been a big Dune guy, so
It was funny. I was actually talking to somebody yesterday about this, and she's like, "Yeah, the new Doom movie's coming out." I was like, "Doom? There's a new Doom movie?" I'm thinking the video game Doom. I'm like, "Doom? There's a new Doom movie coming out?" I was like, I got really excited. She says, "Yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah." The first one came out,
Worms.
and when she said the House of Atreides, and she's like, "Oh, Dune," with an N.
yeah.
I was like, "Oh man, you had me all excited to see a Doom movie."
because the first one in the '80s had like Sting and Patrick Stewart, and, Kyle MacLachlan,
yeah, which I don't know, but it was it was a David Lynch directed, Dino De Laurentiis produced.
Yeah.
and it was
an
based
odd
on
mix
the
of things.
books
Yeah,
that were
yeah.
pretty popular, right?
It's based on the
sci-fi?
first book, the
Okay,
Frank,
first
and it's
book.
considered a really high quality hard sci-fi.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it is, it's space opera
Did
stuff.
either of you see the?
It's smart shit.
Did either of you see the Dune miniseries that Sci-Fi Channel had about 10 years
I
ago?
watched part of it, but Paul was so whiny, I just couldn't do it.
The second one that came out was like the Children of Dune. Was actually, I thought, was a better miniseries.
Yeah.
So this is like the third time doing the Dune story.
Yeah.
Second time as a feature film.
Second time as a feature film. The ones on the Sci-Fi Channel were like made for TV movies / like limited miniseries because it was like 4 episodes total.
I saw that when the first one, the part 1 of this recent iteration came out, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to wait until they all come out and then try to watch them all together, because I hate watching something and then I got to wait 2 years before then, or a year or something.
I wasn't impressed by it. I mean, the special effects were pretty cool. I mean, it's on par with like Avatar as far as like great special effects. Story, but and I'm also one of those people that if there's so much dialogue and not enough anything else, I start to like. My brain
talk.
My brain goes, I don't really care.
Do you know how many parts of this they're making? Is it just 2 parts, or is
there's going to be a third movie coming out? Yeah, so
I'm going to be waiting another.
This one's going to be. It's a trilogy basically.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and wait. I did see that the suit that Zendaya is wearing for the thing with like the glass, the Barbarella butt. Have you seen that?
Oh, that's what she wore to the premiere. Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't.
That wasn't in the movie.
Okay.
I wish it was in the movie. I would totally go see it for that. That was just what she was wearing. She looked
like a Barbarella exposed.
She looked like C-3PO if he was like an OnlyFans creator.
Yeah, I saw like memes of C-3PO reading Playbot magazine and with her on the cover and stuff, and he's like,
I mean, she was legitimately standing like C-3PO too in the picture I saw.
Nice.
She was like this.
Nice.
You know?
All right, well, Dune part 2, folks. Another one, and the only reason I list this because it's not probably going to be a huge movie, but it's Mario Van Peebles,
Nice,
and Edward James Olmos,
nice,
who I like a lot. But Outlaw Posse coming out also 3/1, limited theaters, and then probably going right to VOD. But
I always thought it was Peoples, as in like multiple.
it's
persons.
spelled Peeble, P-E-E.
I see that, but it's like
B-L-E.
I guess I'd never really paid that close attention to when I hear people saying it. I just assumed it was Peoples.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nice to see that guy back. Is he directing? Do you know?
I don't know, but he looks as young as ever. That guy is one of those ageless dudes. Yeah.
Maybe he's got one of those oxygen chambers like Michael Jackson.
Nice.
Maybe. I mean, we should all be so lucky, right? On 3-1, the new Adam Sandler for Netflix, because he's got that deal with Netflix.
Right.
Spaceman coming out
Okay.
tomorrow. And it looks like a serious production. It doesn't look like a comedy. But
Okay.
he's reteaming with Carey Mulligan, who I think he was in that Dream movie, or the one where if he dreamed about like gumballs falling from the
Yeah,
sky.
yeah, yeah.
I don't remember the name of it,
Excuse me,
but
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
where he's trying to entertain the two little kids
Yeah.
or his nephews or something.
his daughters or his
I don't know.
nieces and nephews or whatever.
But I think he's up in space, and he's been up there for a long time, and he's ready to come back, and hijinks ensue.
I
don't
would
know.
imagine there's going to be some element of comedy to it if it's a serious film.
Sandler, but he's done a few serious films where it wasn't comedy, like the Jeweler
Diamond one, yeah.
I can't think of it now, but
I mean,
and he's a decent. I mean,
he's capable.
You talking about the one where he's it's like a movie about basketball?
there's that one too. That was a good movie. I enjoyed that. But the one where he was a jeweler with the diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of the name. I don't know. Go catch it on Netflix, boys. I
will.
Megamind, and I don't think I saw the first one. Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate is coming out and animated. I think that's a Geffen or what is it, DreamWorks?
It's DreamWorks. Yeah, and the first one was actually kind of funny. He's essentially like a supervillain. He is viewed as a supervillain, and it turns out that he is not the villain.
No.
In the person everyone thinks is the
Who's
hero.
the voice of Megamind?
And that is Will Ferrell.
Oh, that's something. All right.
Yeah, I if you haven't seen the original one, I recommend watching it. It is very funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that comes out 3-1 as well.
Jeez.
You've got Frankenstein Legacy comes out on 3-4, and it looks like it's just a retelling of the Frankenstein story.
Actually, that's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
That's true. Yeah.
That's nice. From the point of view of the doctor. Or?
I don't know. I didn't
We
do
get
as
any
much
good
research
monster
for it,
action.
but yeah, I mean, I'm not mad. I like the
action.
Frankenstein story.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool.
So I don't know. 3-4, everybody in theaters. Here's one that's coming out on Prime. Zac Efron and John Cena have teamed up to create a comedy called Ricky Stenicki.
That sounds like somebody you would have met on like the set of Grease or like
Ricky Stenicki, yeah. I think the story is that like 20 years prior, somebody burns down somebody's house and they blame it on somebody named Ricky Stenicki, right, to get out of it. And so for years, anytime something goes bad, it was Ricky Stenicki. And so all this shit gets piled on. Well, a real Ricky Stenicki shows up to these guys, and I don't know who's playing who, but maybe John Cena shows up as Ricky Stenicki.
that'd be hilarious. He's like this big muscly dude, and everyone's like looking to kick his ass, and he walks in. He's like, "Oh, hey, Ricky, how you doing, buddy?"
Yeah, that comes out on 3/7 on the Prime Video. And I think this is Ryan Reynolds, Imaginary.
Okay, yeah.
Comes out 3/8. Looks like this is not the Ryan Reynolds.
Oh no, Imaginary. That's the horror film
That's the
about
horror
an
about the
imaginary
little-
friend.
about the little teddy bear.
Yeah.
I'm teddy bear.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It's just
It's a Blumhouse movie too, I think. So it's gonna be fucking scary as shit.
teddy bears are evil.
Especially if they get up and talk to you. My friend Shannon got a Teddy Ruxpin for her birthday one year, and she threw it in the trash. It's like, no,
It's too much. Put a little
I don't
Black
want a
Sabbath
teddy
in
bear
there.
that sings to me, Mom.
Yeah. Hush, little baby, don't say a word like the fuck
Dude.
I won't.
Have you guys seen? Because I think it was Funny or Die did a bit about Teddy Ruxpin like coming to life and putting a tape deck in his owner's back, and so and as it plays, it starts ripping out their lower intestines. And stuff.
Geez.
Yeah.
Man. Well, speaking of bears, not really. Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, he's a bear.
Thor is coming
Jeez.
out.
Yeah. Still Jack
Thor-
Black?
Yes, still Jack Black. Yep.
Yes.
It looks fun. I think I've seen one, maybe two of them. I don't know as much, but you guys fans of the Kung Fu Panda?
I
never seen one.
liked the first 2 or 3. I don't know if I've seen all of them. I mean, Jack Black is always funny to me, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, one of the most charming human beings of all time.
Skadoosh.
Holy moly. When you guys think of like coming of age movies, do you always think of like the 70s and 80s?
80s for sure.
Porkies. This one,
Citizen Kane
a
of,
new one
teenage
coming out.
movies.
Snack Shack, coming out 3/15, is a coming of age, but it's in 1991.
Nice.
Just to make
Oh
you
my
feel
God. Yeah,
old,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, because our coming of age, was the 70s,
The
right?
91, let's see, I was 17, 89, like 20, 21, something like that. Sneaking into
Snack Shack.
bars. Yeah. Snack Shack. Can't tell you any more about it other than it's a coming of age, and I think it's a comedy or a dramedy kind of a thing. Here's one for one of Todd's favorite actors. Michael Keaton has a new movie called Knox Goes Away. Comes out on 3/15. He plays a hitman, and I don't know what the backstory is, but it's got Al Pacino and a few other
geez.
big name actors. It's a thriller, and I think he's like trying to retire. It sounded sort of tropey, like we've seen this kind of thing before. So who knows? Might be good. Here's one I thought was going to be a completely different movie, also on 3/15, Arthur and the King. I was like, oh, great, another Arthurian legend tale. It's actually Marky Mark and his dog.
Oh.
And it's about
Marky Mark.
some kind of feel-good movie about him and his dog.
Oh, well, good. Yeah, because Channing Tatum just did one, right? So we have to have more buff dudes
and that
with
wasn't
dogs.
too bad because that
Yeah,
dog
yeah.
was like crazy. And it had
Yeah,
to
that's
calm him
right.
down.
Isn't that the one where he's like the dog is like a retired military dog?
Yeah, but missing its owner, who I think was
Died in action.
killed in action. Yeah,
Oh, jeez. Yeah, top that, Marky Mark.
yeah.
Marky Mark. Did you see him in that Super Bowl commercial? That was one of the Christ commercials.
Oh man, yeah. It was so funny because they did like 2 or 3 of those at like $30 million of ad space, right? And people were like, how many people could you have fed
And housed.
with that money?
Why would you associate that with Christ behavior?
Yeah.
Oh,
What would
that's
Jesus
because he
do?
specifically spoke about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh my God. This one sounds really funny. It's called the American Society of Magical Negroes.
I saw
It's coming out on 3/15 because you all know about the Magical Negro, right? It's that Morgan
Bagger Vance?
Freeman, Bagger Vance. It's that guy. It's that African American, that black guy that shows
Uncle
up,
Remus.
that helps the white person get through whatever they're trying to get
Nice.
through.
And that was
right?
essentially the entire storyline for Song of the South. He was the magical Negro that sang to you about whatever's going on, and that fixes the problem every single time.
Yeah.
If you've never seen that movie, oh God, you're not missing anything. It's all kinds of
all kinds of racist.
yeah.
So this is a comedy, and it's an actual society of magical black people who dedicate their lives to a cause of utmost importance, making white people's lives easier. So I think whoever, and I don't remember the actors that were in there, but I can just imagine that they get sort of indoctrinated into this society to help people. It's friggin' ridiculous.
Like, it'd be great if it was like, they were trying to bring in new members and they found I hate when this happens. Brain goes, no, you don't need that information. Nick Fury.
Samuel L.
Samuel L. Jackson, they try to bring him in, and he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, different kind of magic comes from that.
Say what one more time? I dare you. I double dare you. What?
Guys, I know you are all looking forward to this. The Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse remake is coming on 3/21 on Prime
forget about
Video.
that.
Dude, I actually, you know what? I will watch that movie. The
I'm
clips
going
I
to.
saw looked amazing.
Yeah, and I like that
And
kid.
McGregor's the heavy, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's
yeah.
right, yeah.
So Jake Gyllenhaal's going to fight that guy, which he's Bill, but McGregor's like
I mean, have you seen Gyllenhaal? He got
built.
fucking
I don't know
ripped.
that he's got the
seriously.
fight skills, but
Yeah, well, not to that degree.
Not to
'Cause,
that
I mean, McGregor's pretty bad.
McGregor could kill him.
yeah.
But it's a movie.
It's a movie, yeah.
And I think for a fighter to fake fight is difficult. Right?
I just
if
hope
you're
they
trained
have
in stage fighting,
mullets.
it's one thing. Yeah, they bring it back
Speaking of
mustaches.
reboots, have you guys seen what Bill Skarsgård looks as the new
Oh,
Crow?
looks awesome. Yeah.
He kind of looks like the Juggalo Joker.
I don't know. I thought it looked pretty cool.
I mean-
the new remake of The Crow.
He's all like face tattooed and
Skarsgård.
slicked back hair. He legitimately looks like the Joker from the Suicide Squad. And I'm like, well, so I'm waiting to give my judgment on it until I actually see the movie, because if the look is kind of goofy looking, I think he should be scarier looking than that.
I mean, it's got to be really good to surpass the Brandon.
The Brandon Lee one, yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
and it's a
yeah.
little bit campy, the way it was. I mean, it's very comic book feel to the original one, but I mean, there's so many good one-liners. The actors really gave their all.
You know, he's legitimately on that movie for about 5 minutes.
Who?
Brandon Lee.
I think longer than that.
They had maybe 10, but it was a lot of it was body doubles.
Well, like all the running across the rooftops was all body doubles, but I mean, he filmed all those scenes that you actually see him in.
I saw a behind the scenes thing where they showed like all the different scenes that were like body doubled, and like they composited, because this is back before they had CGI that would allow you to make a perfect replica of someone's face. They took images from a different part of the movie, like the scene where he breaks the window or the mirror. That wasn't him. That was a body double.
Oh, in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, and when he punches the mirror and all the fragmented pieces, the image of Brendan they used in the fragmented pieces was when he was had just woken up and he was looking through the dumpster for shit, and he starts crying or screaming or whatever. But then there was also the scene where the Crow lands on his shoulder and he's standing in that broken window where they were pushed out the window and died. That was also a body. There was a bunch of scenes in there that there was like the scene where he gets shot is one of the few scenes that has him actually in it. The opening sequence where you see him with Shelley and all that stuff, but all the scenes where you don't see his face and
Sure.
And,
but there's a lot of scenes where he's actually in there. They had finished they had to cut some parts because the storyline didn't make sense, because they couldn't get him to film, further dialogue and stuff. So they cut portions out. I think there was a whole nother bad guy that he went after or something. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, sad tale, man. Sad. Todd's eagerly waiting on this one. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
I just bought my tickets today.
Coming 3/22.
We're going to see it on the 21st, the Thursday before.
Nice.
At South Center, AMC. I'm hoping to get one of the popcorn buckets at the Ghost Trap.
Oh, like a square one?
No, I mean, it's legit like the Ghost Trap in the movie. And it has like a plastic like funnel that attaches to the top of it so you can fill it up with popcorn.
Nice.
I'm not going to use it as a popcorn bucket, though.
No.
I'm going to take it home.
Oh, man.
Put it on my shelf.
Also on 3/22, which I think is probably going to get blown away because Ghostbusters come out, but the only reason I mention this is because it's Sydney Sweeney, a movie called Immaculate, and this trope has been used quite a bit. It's a horror movie where Sydney Sweeney is a new idealistic nun who goes out to a convent in the Italian countryside, and horror ensues.
Oh, no. I don't know if I know Sydney Sweeney.
She's been in a lot of stuff. She was in that movie with the kids in high school that were doing a lot of drugs.
That narrows it down.
Euphoria on HBO.
Sure. No, that was, people really like that.
Yeah. And she's been in a ton of movies. I can't think of any of the names of them right now, but she's a very attractive young lady and capable actress. So,
Man.
Guys, Russell Crowe is back, and this sounds like an interesting. This kind of sounds a little bit like Memento to me, the one with Joe Pantalonia and Guy Pearce. It's called Sleeping Dogs. Also comes out on 3/22. It's Russell Crowe is a former police detective who has Alzheimer's, and he's forced to remember an investigation of a death row inmate from 10 years ago. So he's trying to. He teams up with his partner, and he's trying to remember stuff and all that.
When I looked over the show notes, I was like, oh man, he's got Alzheimer's.
Oh no!
I was like, I'm glad to hear that he's
Still making films.
Still making films. Just
Another one gets dementia. That's awesome. That's what I was thinking when I saw that. And then now that I hear this is okay, it's the character he's playing.
Yeah,
okay. That's good to hear. I'm glad there's not another person who's got dementia.
Oh, Todd. And then finally on 3/29, towards the end of the month, Godzilla times Kong is the only thing I can think of. Is the new Empire?
Yeah,
comes out 3/29. It's Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
Another Kong, and I think this is going to be the Japanese Godzilla.
Oh, is
not,
it? Okay.
Not the. It's a sequel. I think it's the sequel to -1. I think.
No.
Oh,
This
no?
is the sequel
No,
to
this has,
Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
It's got
Okay.
Monarch
Mecha Godzilla. This is which I enjoyed. It was, dumb, but it's fun, and this one has other giant monsters. So I think there's another Godzilla type creature and another Kong type
Titan.
creature. Yeah.
A couple more Titans.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I went and saw that last one with Marianne and everybody, and Romeo and Marianne's son Kyle were like going back and forth, who won the fight? It was was it Kong or was it Godzilla? And it was a funny argument. It was like, man, you guys are such nerds.
Yeah, but they found they had a common enemy in the end, and whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's like the Jason versus Freddy, that there was no definitive winner in that.
Because it's the beginning of the money trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
don't know. I'll still watch them. I don't know that I'll go to the theaters, but
all I know
I'll probably see it in theaters.
Andy
that might be
Serkis
good
is
in
winning.
theaters. Andy Serkis is keeping busy. Because you get the big screen.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, let me know. We should all go.
Oh yeah,
Heck
special
End
effects,
of the month.
bombastic. You know what I mean? It's like it's a great popcorn movie.
Yeah. Boys, you want to give out some advice?
Whoa.
Yeah.
From the website, person, and I don't know.
Did they give their name?
This is a male or female. But they write, "Hey clowns," so obviously they're talking to you guys.
Oh, that's right.
I just throw that in every time you guys speak. So I work in a small but busy restaurant. All of us who work there.
Yeah.
All of us who work there get along superb. From the managers down to the dishwashers, we all constantly have each other's backs, work hard, and have fun. The restaurant gets busy and people get frayed, but like I said, we hang in there and back each other up. Then the owner shows up. About once or twice a week. I swear she only comes in to collect her money. I dread it, and she always seems to come in when I'm working. She berates everyone, bitches about how bad a job everyone is doing, dresses you down for stupid reasons. Once I got my shirt dirty helping the dishwashers take out the trash, and she made me clock out, go home, and change.
Wow.
She's only there for an hour or so, does her bitch fest, grabs the deposits, and goes. Everybody breathes again, and we go back to being an awesome bunch. It's not like the place isn't always spotless, making money and getting great reviews. I feel like I should confront her and put her in her place, but I don't want to lose this job. I'm 24, and I have just over a year before I get my degree, and then I'll be looking for a career job and leaving this place anyway. Should I give it to her and quit, or try to reason with her?
Jeez.
I don't know. Mike owned a restaurant for quite a while, and he was a slave driver.
Famously. I don't know if that's a very personal choice.
It really is.
It's like,
yeah.
Because only you know what your bills are like and how much is riding on having a job.
Yeah.
And in all restaurants, and I think most jobs, it is the crew that holds each other together anyway, right? Because if it's not the restaurant owner being an asshole. Oh, it's the customers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's a personal choice from me.
Yeah, and a busy restaurant is a very stressful environment.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like the owner is stressed out at all, because if she just shows up and collects her money,
And it's just an
and
ass.
just-
yeah.
yeah.
That's a drag.
That's a
And-
drag.
And so if this person, I don't know what their degree is going to be in, but if they ever become a boss of any kind, or just, are around other human beings, now they know how they're not going to act.
Right.
Right.
Because they saw what a terrible example this was, right?
yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah, where's Jeff when we need him?
I think
They're talking about Jeff.
I think it depends on a lot of things, but I mean, if you can mentally stick it out until you get your degree, put your head down, do your job, and just ignore it as best you can. If you can't, and this person just absolutely just causes you all kinds of anxiety, and you dread them coming in, I think maybe you might start looking for another gig and just tell her to go fuck herself when you have another job lined up.
Yeah. Here's what I do is I get a bunch of hidden cameras around with microphones and record her behavior serendipitously.
Dude, yeah,
And
just
then
start
when
live
you quit,
streaming.
then just post it all and say this is, but of course that might ruin the jobs of your coworkers that are kind of stuck there. But
you could always ask them first, I guess. Or just do it anonymously.
You could
Yeah,
record
I don't
her being a complete Karen and then post it online and let the customers show her what happens when you're a complete and utter bitch to people.
it just sucks.
Yeah, it does. That's a tough spot.
I wonder how the customers react when she comes in. If she's like berating people and yelling.
Yeah, and it's
doing stuff.
in a way that the customers can hear it or
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, if she's doing it in
That's-
front of customers,
Yeah.
that's not
I would-
okay.
Yeah, but I would also think that would have brought about a bad review at one point.
Hey, you would think
I don't know.
so.
Yeah, not necessarily though, because
Yeah.
assholes get away with a lot.
Yeah,
they
that
really do.
sucks.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Rich assholes
Yeah.
get away with even more.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Yeah. If you really need the job, and I know looking for work is always a pain in the ass.
And the crew needs
if
you,
it's
right.
90% awesome, good people to be around and
Yeah.
all that stuff, and
Yeah.
only 5 or 10% sucky because she shows up, I don't know. For me, I could stick it out. I put up with some pretty bad bosses.
I have to, especially for a year. But like Todd said, if it's bringing you actual stress,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're not just annoyed or,
Right.
you know what I mean? Then that's a whole different subject.
And it's not
Your
just
health
one
comes
person who's
first,
being
right?
affected; it's the entire crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So honestly, I think you would. I would talk to everybody. Say, hey, what do you guys think about this? Should we stage a walkout or something if she does something like this again, or
Definitely do that. Make her close down for a
Sure, God, yeah. For a good, yeah,
And
no,
I gotta think that the food industry, there's probably a lot of jobs available out there right now. I don't know for sure, but I always see help wanted. Everybody's bitching about.
Oh, yeah, right now. And
No one wants
and
to
that's
work.
the thing, if they did have even just a audio recording of it, that way, if she tries to badmouth the crew to the rest of other business owners, etc.,
Yeah.
at least they go, well,
Yeah.
actually, the evidence is
Yeah.
right, that it wasn't us, it was
Yeah.
this owner being,
Yeah, I mean, even if customers were to see and record her being, berating her employees in front of everyone, that would look even worse if the customer does it.
Yeah.
Because then there's it's not a hey, you're trying to ruin your job. This is a customer saying this is not okay. This should stop.
Right.
In fact, there's a guy on social media that will call out people for bad behavior, especially if they're doing things that are, going against minorities and stuff. But if they're berating their employees in front of customers, he usually will say, who is this person? Can we do something about this? Show them what happens when you're not a nice person in this world. So.
And you can always go to whistlestopalehouse.com and apply for a job there and work for a great guy, Jeff.
Yeah, and Melinda,
Unless of course you're talking about that place, then we're sorry.
We don't know. I couldn't
I'm
imagine,
sure it's not Jeff, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Jeff shows up there once a week to collect money and then bitches
No,
and
I
leave.
don't think so. No.
I think.
I think their anniversary is coming up this month.
Yeah, they've been
So-
for a long
Hey guys,
time.
I think we have another one. I got a voicemail here. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
Hey guys, my name is Donnie. I was calling to get your help with something. I was fired from my last job, but I want to go back to work. My boss doesn't want me to come back. What should I do?
Oh my God!
I think you should retire
Yes.
to a state-run facility where they will feed you 3 meals a day and
3
get
hots and a
you
cot.
get you a cot to sleep on is where I think and they'll dress you too. I mean, they'll give you a nice pink jumpsuit and
Hey,
I think
maybe
you should just move to Russia.
maybe it will be a nice orange that will match your complexion.
does anybody believe that
That was AI, by the way, folks.
Trump would, if he gets convicted, that he won't like skip town, right?
No, he will definitely take off.
Well, I think he'll try the dementia angle first.
Oh, sure.
I'm surprised it's taken this long. But he'll go with dementia,
Yeah.
and then if that's not
old
going
mobster
to
trick.
bring leniency from sentencing, then no, he's moving to Russia.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Belarus or something.
Some great, yeah. Where you can get peed on by all the Russian.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to go to one of the shithole countries, right?
God. Oh, he can do good over there. Boys, sharing is caring. Do you have anything new? Any new shows, books, movies?
Well, I watched the new Aquaman film last night.
Oh,
and
I
as
haven't
mad
seen
as
it.
we all were at Amber Heard for being mean to a Johnny Depp or whatever,
Yeah.
I think the best way to punish Amber Heard is to put her in every scene in that pile of shit. I would say starring Amber Heard. I would say written, produced,
Top billing.
top billing, because that is one of the turdiest turd fest
Oh, no.
ever.
Oh,
It was unreal. It was unreal. And how I sat through the whole thing on it because I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
If I would have paid for it, I would have been so mad that
That's
I
on
don't-
the Max right now, right?
It
It's on
is.
Max, yeah. I watched it today, and there's a lot of that movie I don't remember seeing, so I clearly wasn't paying attention the first time I saw it, or I had to pee frequently. So, I don't know. I was entertained by it, but was it like Oscar worthy? No.
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 And
And it's a good thing it's the last of the DC Extended Universe movies.
Yeah, but that also kind of bummed me out because I don't know. That's what the note we're ending on? Bummer.
Well, they're
you know?
going to reboot, right?
I guess.
I mean, there's too many stories to tell.
Yeah, and he's hinted at it, but there's not been anything officially announced. But it looks like Jason Momoa is going to be playing the main man himself.
Lobo.
Thank you.
So they said. That's an interesting character to bring.
I think, especially if Lobo has anything to do with the new Superman. So I think it'd be awesome to see those two fight.
Nice. Oh, my goodness.
As far as like new things for me, you guys, in May, I think it is. Hold on, let me pull up the dates here. In May, 18th and 19th, here in downtown Renton is Renton City Retro, which is kind of a small retro gaming convention, and there's going to be a reunion for Devil May Cry.
Oh,
So all the voice actors from those games are going to be here.
All right.
So
that's neat. Yeah.
Nice. And it's centered around retro gaming, right? Is
Yeah.
what the Renton City
I mean, mostly, old video game consoles and PC stuff, but you can find all kinds of stuff at that convention.
Nice.
And anything besides video games? They had Hot Wheels and stuff last time, right?
Yeah, no, I mean
Yeah.
it's Emilio's thing, so,
Yeah, so there's
he's going to have all
collectibles and-
kinds of
yeah,
collectible stuff.
that's
Pops are
right.
going to be everywhere.
But they don't do, like-
Alaska and everything.
No, that was King Kong that did that.
That's right,
Yeah,
that's right,
That's
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
But no, these they will have arcade games as well, like the mini arcade machines they had at the Anime Washington. And actually, last year's, for the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years even, they've had these little mini arcade machines at Renton City Retro. And they also have a whole section full of like consoles like NES, Super NES, Genesis, PlayStation, and a lot of newer stuff too. But it's mostly retro stuff, so older consoles and whatnot.
Any tabletop or board games or TCG? anything like that?
I think there was some tabletop stuff there. I'm trying to remember if there was. I mean, not a lot, but there was. I mean, mostly PC games and console games.
And that's March or May?
May 18th and 19th.
Mount St. Helens Day.
Mount St. Helens Day, that's right.
Go on to, I think it's rentoncityretro.com and get your tickets. And let them know we sent you.
Right on. Guys, I've been binging The Greatest American Hero. It's on Freebie on Prime, and just enjoying the crap out of it. Just campy fun.
I loved that show as a kid.
Don't think I've seen it since I was a kid, to tell you the truth, but...
you know what? I think it's also on Freebie or Amazon, whatever you want to call it now, but Prime Video. There was a pilot episode for a spin-off series called The Greatest American Heroine.
Yeah,
and it was okay. I mean, I don't think the reason why it didn't go anywhere because it was the 90s and nobody really cared about that kind of stuff in the 90s.
I wish if they do a remake of it, I'm hoping they do sort of a boys remake and have it less a comedy. You could still have dorky stuff happen to the person, whoever becomes
less campy,
but have them struggle with having this immense power all of a sudden, right?
So basically turning him into Peter Parker.
Kind of Peter Parker, kind of the boys, kind of I've got all this power now, because they hint around that on the Greatest American Hero. Like, he's struggling because it's there's one episode where they're trying to figure out, Marky Post is in it, which I really like.
Great episode.
Where he's a baseball player and he's trying to get like a $3 million contract back then to play professional baseball with his superhero suit underneath, so he can throw 200-mile-an-hour fastballs and stuff like that. And he's really struggling with, I can't do this, right? And other way, like they're in a casino and they're gambling, and he can mind control the roulette ball to go to another number, so he went. And he's really, so I think it'd be awesome to see like the struggle of somebody that's like could use their power to make their life better, but that's not what the suit is for. So I don't know. I think it could be well done as a more drama, less campy comedy.
Is it the suit that gives him the power?
Yeah. It has to have this, and it only works for him. Nobody else can put the suit on because the aliens geared it just towards him.
It's tied in with his DNA or something.
Yeah.
But I loved that show. I remember thinking that show was so funny because he was constantly trying to figure out how to fly properly, and he's always like, "Oh my god!"
He never did figure out. He still
the one time he figures it out is because the aliens come back and give him one more owner's manual, and he has it in his hand, and he shrinks down to like the size of an ant, like a red ant, and he puts the book down and he goes back to big again.
And the book is tiny.
The book is like on a pebble in the yard, and he doesn't remember how he got to go small again. So he basically lost it a second time.
Getting his magnifying glass out. Yeah. And they, the storyline around the high school kids that are all in their 30s, right?
Yeah.
Michael Pare and Faye Grant and all those kids.
Eddie and the Cruisers.
Yeah. No, you're not in high school, kid. Anyway, so if you get a chance on Freebie, go check it out. You got
The Greatest American Hero is the name of the show.
20-second commercial breaks, maybe 4 or 5 during the show. So
well, just like it was back in the day.
Yeah.
But they don't always break them in the same places.
They don't.
So
that's the thing that bugs me the most about videos on ads on streaming videos is they do not put the ads where the ad break is in the video.
Yeah.
Why bother?
Yeah, I don't know. It is a little weird because it's automated, right? It's not like they've got a dude down there going fade in, fade out, right? It's like
they don't want to pay someone to actually find the spots to put the ads in. That's
God.
Well, the thing is no, I don't think that's an excuse because every show has the ads in the same place. Every show. If it's a 30-minute show, there's like 10 minutes in an ad. If it's an hour show, there's like 3 ads. So
There's a formula.
And they're always in the same
for a
spot.
reason, yeah,
They're
yeah.
always in the same spot. So that's a bogus excuse if you ask me.
I don't know, man. All right, well, let's end this here program. I got a quick plea for you folks out there that are watching this and aren't members of the website or on Patreon. We'd love to have you over there. Like we like to say, this show is free for you guys to watch anytime you want, but it's not quite free for us to produce. So we'd love it if you sign up, go buy some merch. And on the flip side, even if you don't have any money, there's other ways to support the show without spending any money. You can like, comment, share our videos, go to our social medias, share it with your friends, like it, laugh at, talk about, comment, do all the things.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
And give us a rating on Spotify and Apple Podcast. If you give a 5-star rating on both, and then on Apple, you can also put in a little comment or whatever you want as far as how you like the show and why you like the show. That'd be great.
It changed my life.
Changed my life forever. Guys, ending on something else positive. A little quote I found on the interwebs, probably Facebook. A mistake that makes you humble is better than an achievement that makes you arrogant.
Wow.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
And then here's one from Ralph Waldo Emerson. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment.
Jeez.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
good
nice.
stuff. All right. Well, I hope you guys go join the members only section or jump on Patreon and subscribe, because we've got a bonus round coming up. We're doing our top 5 songs from bands that we would normally not like. So top 5 songs from bad bands. And I hope you guys have a list.
I mean, I couldn't think of any songs from bands that I didn't like. So I just...
That you did like?
From bands like if it's a band I don't like, I pretty much don't like anything they do. So,
all right.
I just came up with like some one-hit wonders, basically. So,
All right. Well, I know Mike's is like Pyromania from Def Leppard.
Oh, poor Def Leppard. Not really. They're doing great, thanks.
Because he doesn't like Def Leppard.
You know how much Def Leppard cares that I'm not into their stuff? Zero.
Zippity
I mean, I'm not really surprised he's not into Def Leppard. He's really into punk music, so that's not even the same thing. So.
Oh, Mike's got a rock and roll heart.
I think they're great. They're one of my favorite bands from high school.
He's right on. I'm not disparaging such.
All right, so go sign up right now so you can watch it, and we're going to do that next, guys.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
being here,
Thanks.
and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, blogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.